Star Trek. The Next Generation made the smartest change to Starfleet's Delta badge. When Star Trek, The Next Generation premiered in 1987, it carried the enormous burden of living up to the legacy of Captain Kirk, Spock, and the original 5-year mission. Every detail was scrutinized by fans, from the sleek design of the Enterprise D to the uniforms that looked suspiciously like spandex pajamas. But one of the smartest, most impactful, and perhaps most overlooked design choices came in the form of a small, metallic emblem pinned to the crew's chests: the Starfleet Delta badge. What began as a small costume detail on the original series evolved into one of the most important visual markers in The Next Generation, both practically and symbolically. With a few subtle changes, TNG transformed the Delta from a simple insignia into one of the most iconic symbols in science fiction. The Delta's origins on the original series. In the original series TOS, the iconic arrowhead-shaped badge wasn't quite the universal Starfleet symbol we know today. Instead, each starship and outpost had its own insignia. The Enterprise crew wore the now familiar Delta, but other ships had unique variations. For example, the USS Exeter sported a distinctive spiral design, while the USS Antares had another. This was an attempt to give each assignment a unique patch, much like how modern-day military divisions often have distinct insignia. This decision, however, created some continuity headaches. When guest characters moved between ships, it sometimes wasn't clear why they weren't wearing the Enterprise Delta. For casual viewers in the 1960s, this didn't matter much, but for diehard fans, it raised questions. If Starfleet was a unified organization, why didn't its members share a consistent emblem? The Next Generation fix. When Gene Roddenberry and the creative team developed The Next Generation, they made a critical decision: unify Starfleet under a single emblem. The Enterprise D's crew still wore the Delta, but this time, it wasn't just their ship's insignia, it was the insignia of Starfleet. Every officer, on every ship from admirals to ensigns, wore a variation of the same badge. This change immediately created a sense of unity and order across the Federation's sprawling fleet. It reinforced the idea that Starfleet wasn't a loose network of ships but a single, cohesive organization. In visual storytelling terms, this was a massive improvement. It grounded the show in a recognizable iconography that audiences could instantly identify. But The Next Generation didn't stop at making the Delta universal. It also gave the badge a practical upgrade that set it apart from TOS. From simple patch to essential tool. On the original series, the Delta insignia was essentially a costume patch, purely decorative. In The Next Generation, the badge became the communicator. Instead of fumbling for a handheld device, crew members tapped their chest badge to open a comm channel. This single innovation solved a logistical issue that often made the TOS communicators feel clunky. The decision to merge fashion with function was brilliant. Suddenly, the badge wasn't just a piece of flair, it was a vital part of Starfleet technology. It made the futuristic world feel more advanced and streamlined, a natural evolution of 23rd century tech. From a storytelling standpoint, it was a gift. Actors could activate communication in the middle of a tense scene without breaking momentum. The quick tap and talk became one of the most recognizable gestures in all of science fiction. A symbol of Starfleet's ideals. Beyond its utility, the unified Delta badge became a powerful symbol of Starfleet's values. The clean, metallic design reflected the 24th century sense of optimism, efficiency, and progress. The badge visually tied every character together, from Worf at Tactical to Dr. Crusher in Sickbay. That unity reinforced the larger themes of The Next Generation. This was not a show about a single maverick captain like Kirk. It was about a community of professionals working together to uphold the Federation's ideals. The Universal Delta badge literally and figuratively put everyone on the same team. It also bridged generations of fans. Even though TNG redesigned many aspects of Star Trek, the familiar arrowhead shape created continuity with the past. Old-school fans could recognize it instantly, while new viewers learned to associate it with the bold future of Picard's crew. The badge's legacy. The TNG Delta badge became so iconic that it permanently altered how Starfleet insignia were depicted in future shows and films. From Deep Space Nine to Voyager to the 24th century flashbacks in Picard, the arrowhead remains central to Starfleet's visual identity. Even in prequels like Enterprise or reboots like J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, the Delta is preserved as a franchise-wide emblem. The TNG era decision effectively erased the messy inconsistencies of TOS while cementing the badge as one of the most